Hello everybody, Low Tier for Life here, bringing us a brand new video, and today we have a deck profile of Ygopro featuring the new support from Alliance Insight. This is a deck that I personally really love from Vrains and everything. It reminds me a lot of DDD, has a very similar kind of playstyle where it just kind of churns out every single summoning mechanic except for one. DDD, interestingly, has no ritual, while Ygopro has no pendulum, which is, I think, really kind of funny. Too bad we did not get a new ritual, because the Ygopro ritual is just kind of okay. It's not great. But anyways, I've been testing this deck out a lot. It's a lot of fun. If you want to play it, I'd recommend it. It's really fun at locals. It can maybe do well at a locals if you get really lucky. I'm going to be fully frank and honest. This deck has a hard time in the current format, mainly because of Droll and Nibiru running around, which is very important to, well, counter the big meta decks. It really does suck. You know, there's only one Ygopro profile from my knowledge as top since Alliance Inside Out came out. And yeah, that's for good reason. This deck just struggles still. It does, however, have a lot of fun stuff it can do that is pretty solid. So, you know, if you manage to get through without getting hit with that drawer nib, you can do well. Anyways, let's go ahead and talk about it and get into the deck profile, because I'm sure you want to get on with it. Anyways, first and foremost, we got 3 Peakery Ygopro. Peakery is the spell and trap card searcher. On summon, just searches out any AI spell or trap card, or I as it's called because puns. It also has a once per turn effect to be able to make a another Ygopro level 4, which is important in certain combos, and if you need to be able to get into your rank 4 relatively easily. Next we have 3 Backup Ygopro. Backup is one of the new support, and this card is freaking amazing. I don't think I have to explain that, because everybody should know what this card does thanks to Malice, but if you don't, if you control a Cyberse monster summoned from the X deck, you can spell summon it from your hand. On normal or spell summon, you can search out any other Dark Cyberse from your deck to your hand and then discard 1 card. So, Ygopro surprisingly doesn't have a lot of Dark Cyberse, but the ones it does have are very important. Most notably, you got Cyberse Wizard Ygopro. I forget what its full name was. It's like Wizard Ygopro or something like that. And then you have Dunmari and Doyon, all of which you want to get to at some point or another, so this card can get you to pretty easily. She's also a level 3 tuner, which is important. The deck finally got another good tuner. Next we have 3 Achichi Ygopro. This guy is the Stratos. On normal or special summon, you get to search out any Ygopro monster, other than itself, obviously. It does have another effect, but I'll be 100% honest, it's irrelevant, because it just does not, you only use it if you played a Fire Link Ygopro. Phoenix, I think is what it's called, and it's terrible, so don't do it. But anyways, that's it for the 3 ofs. Let's look at the 1 ofs. First and foremost, we have 1 Dunmari Ygopro. This guy, the only real relevant effect on him is that if he's in your graveyard and you have a Link 6 monster, you can quick effect, banish it, target a face-up card your opponent controls, negate it until the end of the turn. So, well, your opponent activates like a Dark Hole, chain, target the Dark Hole, negate it. Really good card. It is kind of sucky that it's only really good when you do have Arrival out, so you don't ever want to draw it, and it's like the first thing you want to pitch off of backup if you do have them in your hand. Next we have Wizard Ygopro. This guy, if you control a Cyberse monster summoned from the X deck, you can target 1 Dark Cyberse in your graveyard, spell summon both this card from your hand and that monster. You are, of course, locked into Cyberse. It also has a battle changing effect to reference the original, like, Cyberse Wizard or whatever, from the very first set of Vrains. God, that feels like forever ago, and it probably really was at this point. But anyways, yeah, really good card. Very, very important card for your combos, and a very important part of what makes this deck work nowadays. Especially since you can bring back Doyon Ygopro, who can then grab back a card from your graveyard. I don't believe this negates the effect. No, it does not, which is great. So then, yeah, Doyon comes back. Doyon grabs back a Ygopro from your graveyard, and then if you use them for a Link summon, you get to grab back another Ygopro spell or trap card. But the AI spell or trap cards just dawned on me. AI, yeah, sure, it can stand for AI, you know, like artificial intelligence, but it can also stand for Ygopro. I did not realize that. until just now. Bururu, Adagnister. On normal or special, when you send a Adagnister from your deck to the graveyard, and then if it's used for a Synchro Summon, you can target the other monster you used for the Synchro Summon, special summon it. Really good card for combos and everything. And then we have one Hiyari and one Doshin. These two are literally just extra names that have the effect that if you have an Adagnister, you can spell summon them from your hand. Hiyari is not searchable except by Achachi or by one of the spells, by one of the other spells, not the I Meet You. It's the I Connect, I think it is. Yeah, you can search it off of Connect, but you can't grab it off of I Meet You. You can grab Doshin off of I Meet You, which is good. They are both just extra free bodies. They also have the effects to search out the Fusion and Ritual spell, but we don't play either one of those, so yeah, it's not really relevant. So, anyways, finally, for the last part of the monster engine, we have Cyber Sage. The only relevant part of this card is that you can fusion summon a Cyber's fusion monster by banishing materials from your graveyard, which is, of course, really relevant because you make the save room with this. It does have the effect to add back a Cyber's ritual spell, either a ritual spell or a Cyber's ritual monster from your graveyard to your hand if you use it for a Synchro Summon, but I will be 100% honest, that is not relevant at all in this deck because, well, we don't play the ritual spell, and if you're adding herself back, you aren't really going to be summoning her again because you only get the one ritual summon that you use for a Code Igniter. Anyways, I digress. Maybe sometimes you want to have a discard. Moving on to the spells, at least the engine spells. I'm trying out a new deck profile format where I'm doing engine first and then non-engine. Anyways, we got I Meet You. This card says reveal a Cyberse with 2300 attack from your extra deck to add one Cyberse, an Adagnister specifically, from your deck to your hand whose attribute matches the Cyberse you revealed. If you do not summon the monster you revealed, you got to take 2300 damage at the end of the turn. So yeah, this card's really good. It is a hard once per turn as well, which sucks. But we got the arguably better version of it, which is I Connect. I Connect is another search card for the deck. It depends on what you have in your hand already. So I Connect, you activate it, you reveal a Adagnister in your hand, and then I think it's actually got to be an Adagnister. No, it's any Cyber sponsor. Okay, I had to rethink that because I'm like, wait, I'm pretty sure I've seen some builds of Malice play it. I digress. So anyways, you reveal a Cyberse in your hand, and then you apply one of the following effects based on if you reveal a dark or non-dark. If you reveal a dark, you spell summon the dark, and then you search out a non-dark Cyberse from your deck to your hand. Or is it Adagnister? It is, yeah, add one level 4 or lower non-dark Cyberse. While if it's a non-dark, you shuffle it back into your deck and then add a dark. So the main thing is, you mainly want to use the dark effect because you reveal, let's say, backup. You reveal backup, you special summon the backup, and then you search out Achachi or Pickery, and then you get to search off of backup as well, and then you still haven't used backup special summon effects, so you have that saved up for later for when you're doing more combos later on down the line. Really good card all around. Another hard once per turn, which sucks, but oh well. Next up for the one-ofs, with the spells and traps, the engine spells and traps. We have one Ignister Island. There's no reason to play more than one of this. If it's in your graveyard, you can banish a Adagnister to place it back onto your field, which is okay. It's nice recursion. Makes it so that if your opponent pops it with oh god, what was his name? Detonator. You can just bring it back, which is okay. It's a good card. Not once per turn. You can spell summon any Adagnister monster from your hand with an attribute other than ones that you've already summoned with this effect before, so you can do it up 6 times. You have to have no monsters in the main monster zones, though, to do this, which really sucks. If you do it right, you can do 2 to 3 special summons off of one Ignister Island, which is really good, and then that's all you're getting off of it because you're never going to have a free monster zone, an empty main deck monster zone again after that. So yeah, really good card. It's only good as a one-of, though. I really wish I had a search effect or something that would have made it a lot better, but oh well. Then we have one Idol Reborn. This card's a Monster Reborn. It's a quick play spell. It just targets an Adagnister, bring it back. It does have the effect in graveyard to be able to recur and add an AI spell trap card from your graveyard to your hand. It doesn't come up often, but it can. especially since Doyon is mainly being the one who adds. And then we got one Sidekick. This card you mainly search off of, I believe it's Code Igniter, who has the Grave effect to search out a trap when you use it for a Link Summon. Yeah, that's right, because Firewall Saber Dragon searches spells. Sidekick, I have very mixed opinions on. This card is very similar to the Evil Hero trap that negates face-up cards. I forget what it's called off the top of my head, but it's a really cool one with like all the evil heroes and Spring King walking forward. Anyways, this card, it's very similar to that, where you target a number of face-up cards equal to the number of Cyberse monsters you control of 2300 attack, well, original 2300 attack, to negate those cards, and then if it's in your graveyard, you can banish it, spell summon one of your banished Cyberse. Sidekick is really good, but it's also very clunky to use. So, let's say you summon Allied Code Agnister and you use this full effect to bring out 3 guys from your graveyard. Counting Allied Code, you will have 4 monsters with an original attack of 2300. Okay? Sidekick says you have to negate a number of cards your opponent controls equal to the number of monsters you control of 2300 original attack. So, if your opponent activates a Dark Roller no more on you, you can't just flip over Sidekick to negate the Dark Roller. No, your opponent has to have 4 valid targets for Sidekick in order to be able to flip this over. So if your opponent Dark Roller no mores you, and then goes and normal summons Ice Ryzeal, you better hope to God you have an Imperm or an Ash or something, because you are not going to be able to do anything until your opponent gets 4 face-up cards, and by then, they're winning the game, probably. So, I'm very mixed on Sidekick. It has a lot of problems that comes with it, but it's also a really good backup, especially since your opponent's probably going to be breaking up your board as you go along, assuming you tribute off something for Allied Code. Okay, that's now you got to target up to 3 cards. Now you got to target exactly 3. Your opponent kills something else. Cool, now you got to target 2. You know, it kind of like, as your opponent breaks down your board, it becomes easier and easier to use this card. It's very clunky to use. I would never play more than one of it, and honestly, I've seen some builds you don't even play it. I totally understand where they're coming from. Now let's take a look at the non-engine. So this is all the hand traps and other support spells and traps. So first and foremost, we got 3 Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. Kind of goes, you know, I don't need to explain that. Everybody knows what Ash does. 3 Drone Lock. This is a Drone Lock format, and if you're not playing Draw in the main deck, I really feel like you're going to just be struggling. Every good deck at the moment, even all the bad decks like Agnister, they search a ton, so you have to be able to draw them if you want to be able to play on your turn and shut them down on their turn. Next we got 3 Imperm, 3 Imperm, you know, it's Imperm. Then we got 2 Nibiru, and then we got 2 Molcharmi Fuawas. I really want to try to cram in a 3rd one in here, but it's kind of difficult. So you could easily take out like Hiyari or something and put a 3rd one in here. The other thing is that I also really don't like drawing into the Fuawas whenever I'm going first. It sucks, but this deck struggles going second, so I feel like you need to play something to be able to like make yourself be able to go second easier. Main decking it also makes it so that when we have cross out designator, we can actually be able to like stop it, because this deck loses to Fua so hard. Fua, not Imperm. Well, Imperm can shut you down, unironically. Fua, Droll, and Nibiru are the big 3 that hurt this deck heavily. So you have to play Cross Out, and you have to play Called by the Grave in this deck if you want to be able to have a chance to play through those. Granted, they limited both of these cards, so it's like, oh, okay. I do play 1 Talents as well to try to help be able to like go play through boards. These are all, you know, the big 3 power spells are all limited. I am very mixed on whether or not they should be limited. Like, I'll be 100% honest. Yeah, they all go hand in hand and really help you try to play through those boards when you do see them. Funny enough, I have played quite a few matches with this deck and not seen a single Talents, which is driving me nuts. But anyways, I digress. You could also probably take out that Talents and put in the 3rd Fua. It really comes down to your personal preference. I like to be able to like break boards and try to play through sometimes. Now, let's take a look at the extra deck. First and foremost, we have one Dark Infant Adagnister. On summon, he searches out Ignister Island, so yeah. He also has the effect to move into another zone and change his attribute whenever you activate the effect of a Link monster, which is very important because you use him in tandem with Dark Templar, so then that way you can summon back 3 with Dark Templar. And little tip that I personally recommend, always make him Divine with his attribute change, that way so that you are guaranteed to have a different attribute than what you can normally access. One Ygopro. This card's really good for the most part. You can also play 2 Dark Infant. Some people do that. Personally, I prefer 1 and 1 because Ygopro does come up sometimes. It really depends. So Ygopro, if you don't know what he does, whenever your opponent activates a trap card, you can tribute him to negate that trap card. So I think it also, I don't think it destroys it. If it banishes it, it negates and banishes it. So oh, your opponent flips over D barrier. You use him, turn it off. Your opponent tries evenly, cool, negate it. Your opponent tries to imperm you. Okay, cool, negate it. It also has the same effect as Ygopro in the graveyard, where you can tribute a dude to special summon it. So unlike Ygopro, where his level 1s, he tributes an Adagnister. So yeah, really good card all around. Comes up quite a bit sometimes. Kind of depends. Next we got one Cyberus Wicked. This card, if you summon a Cyberus monster to a zone he points to, banish a Cyberus from your graveyard, then add a Cyberus tuner monster from your deck to your hand. Backup Adagnister is a tuner. So there's another way to get to backup. It's a very good card all around for this deck. I think some Malice builds even play it because it's like just stupid. Oh, I banish a Malice, search out backup. Cool, Malice affecting banish, special summon it. We got one Splash Mage to build a combo. We got one Code Talker inverted. This guy, when you link summon him, you get summon out a Cyberus from your hand to a zone he points to. I think it's got to be specifically, no, it's any Cyberus. I thought it was like a level 4 lower for a moment. But it's any Cyberus from your hand to a zone he points to. It's kind of like a reverse Splash Mage almost. Does not negate the effects too, so that's really good. Code Talker inverted comes up every now and then for comboing. One YgoAmino Crystal Heart, you use this to bring back the Transcode Talker in order to be able to make bigger boards a bit easier. Comes up in a lot of the combos and everything. We got one Decode Talker Heat Soul, one Dark Templar to be able to, like, you know, do his big effect. If you don't know what he does, he's basically like a walking soul charge. If you special summon a monster to a zone he points to, you get to bring back any number of Adagnisters from your graveyard to the zones he points to. So that's why you summon... this is also why, if you're playing against somebody who knows what Adagnister does, they will always summon to the zone that makes it so that you can't do the Dark Infant thing, because you want to summon Dark Templar to your right, to the right zone, okay? So like the one on the right, the extra monster zone in the right, and then you bring out Infant to the left zone here, and then that way, so that then that'll trigger Dark Templar, and Infant will move to the left. And then you can bring back 3 monsters, because he doesn't actually specify how many he can bring back. He says as many as possible to the zones he points to. So that's why also, like, if your opponent, like, God forbid you're playing against like Ojamas or something, they do that and then they flip over Ojama Trio, summon zones 2 points, so you lose everything. Silly stuff like that can happen. But the big thing is with Infant moving over, so then you can do that. That's why if your opponent's smart, they will summon monsters to the extra monster zone on their left, which is your right, so then you can't do that, and you're only being able to bring back 2. It really does suck when that happens. One Access Code Talker, it's kind of like the de facto sub-boss for this archetype. Then we got one Ally Code Talker, Adagnister. Stupidly good card, negates stuff, gains a bunch of attack. Has to be your last summon though, that sucks. And then one Arrival Cyberus Adagnister, who of course is a big towers boss monster who, God, I wish his effect to pop monsters was a quick effect, but it's not. For the last 3 cards, we have one Code Igniter, who on XC summon searches out any Cyberus ritual monster, and then you can detach a material to ritual summon a ritual monster from your hand. It doesn't have to be a Cyberus monster. There's some like Raizio Mitsurugi builds that play this, so specifically to be able to do the ritual effect. So yeah, you season into this, search out Sage, and then you ritual summon a Sage using this, and then you use Sage's effect to special summon, to fusion summon the Save Worm, and then you can use the Save Worm's effect to special summon another dude from hand, and then it's just so stupid. And then you got another negate. So you get this guy and Don Mari into the graveyard, and you have any of your big boys out. You are, well, you have to have specifically a rival to be able to negate with Don Mari. But then you have the negates, and then now you got 2 negates, along with hopefully 3 with Allied Code Talker, and maybe even technically 4 if you have Sidekick or Imperm. Then we play 1 Firewall Saber Dragon, who on summon grabs back one of your Cyber monsters from your grave for banishment. And if you link him off, you search out an AI spell or trap card. Spell card specifically. I forgot to mention it. Code Igniter also, when it's used for a link summon, searches out a AI trap card. So you search a trap with him, you search a spell with him. God, this deck loses to Droll so hard. So anyway, that is everything for this deck. I love Adagnister so much. This is one of my most favorite decks from the Vrains era, which is saying a lot, because I have a lot of decks from the Vrains era that I do love a lot. Goki, Trickstar, Marincess, one of the big ones there. So yeah, a lot of fun decks from Vrains, and this is one of them. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any recommendations, comments, or concerns, please leave your comment down below. I do read them. Rate, comment, and subscribe, and see y'all later. Peace out. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please do consider rating, commenting, and subscribing. Sharing the video helps as well. If you especially really like it, please do consider being a channel member. Every little bit helps out. And hey, also why not check me out on my other social media pages. Thank you, and have a great day.